I told you all in the previous videos that you need a lot of documentation. They keep asking you for this, for that, for this, for that, and you want to become a permanent resident in Canada. And to be sincere, you need to provide those documents, because who is giving you a permanent residency if they don't know that you actually qualify? So in this video today, I'm going to be sharing all of the documents that you need to become a permanent resident in Canada through the express entry routes. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ariola. In case you're new here, that is a crime, but anyways, join this growing community and let's get into the video of today. There are two things that I think basically you need to get before you get into the pool, and number one is WES. I personally advise that you do your WES first, because WES takes like 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe during COVID it took months, but right now it's faster. 2 to 3 weeks you're going to get your response. So during that time you start preparing for your IELTS exam. So you need those two things: WES evaluation and IELTS. Somebody asked in my previous video that what do you need to analyze? You need to analyze just your highest qualification. So I analyzed just my master's degree. That's all I applied with. So you don't need to analyze like BSc if you already have a postgraduate diploma or a master's degree. If you have HND and ND, you have to analyze it both, because here they see them as two certificates, which is a little bit higher than having a BSc. So if you have ND and HND, you are higher than having a BSc. That is like a 2-degree certificate. So that's just what I want to tell you about that. So when you want to create your express entry profile, you need those two things, and then they're going to ask for your personal details. That's going to include you, knowing about you, everything about you, your address, where you have lived before. When you are filling these things, right, make sure that they do not overlap each other. Like if you say you lived in a place from January 10th to December 10th, make sure that the next place you are living in starts from December 11th and then move to the next day that you leave the place you are living, and the next one has to start from the next day that one ended. So you have to make sure that they are like that. So what I advise people to do is, before you actually start your express entry profile, get a book and try to write out those things that you need. Try to write them out in a way that they do not overlap each other, so that when you are filling it in, you do not make those mistakes. Because if you make those mistakes, it will not submit. It will keep asking you to recheck, and you have overlapped your information. Another thing you need is contact details, and it's very simple. As you know, contact detail is just maybe your email and your number. That's just your phone number, and that is everything that you need. Then your study and language. Your study and language is what I've just told you, your WES and your IELTS. So you don't need to come and start showing them that you went to primary school, though you have to write those information, like you have to write those information out. But then you still need your WES. There's a WES identification number or something that you need to include. And then for the IELTS too, you still fill in what you got in your speaking, listening, writing and reading, but then you still have to write IELTS identification number, something like that is there on the IELTS sheet is there, so you just write it out. All of those things are very important. The next thing is your application details. Like that one, you just is there. You just ask you some questions and then you answer whatever applies to you. Then the next stage is for them to ask for representative. Like representatives means that, are you the one filling it yourself, or you have somebody that is doing it for you, like an agent or so. So if you're filling it yourself, you write myself, and then when you're doing it with an agent they know what to fill in there. Your agent has to be registered, because they're going to ask for their registration and some things like that. So you have to follow somebody that's already registered. And then the next thing you're going to be asked is your work history. So in this part, people advise that you only put in the work that is going to claim points for you in your process. Personally, I put everything. I didn't know. I was one doing it by myself. I didn't know, and they did not disqualify me for that. So yeah, they didn't disqualify me for that. But please, they said you should only include the work that is going to give you, that's going to claim points for you in your profile. So please follow that from people that know more than I do. Then in the personal history, they say you can add every of the work experience that you must have done throughout your life. You can add it there, but don't add it in the work history. Add everything that you want to talk about in your personal history, but not in your work history. In your work history, add just those things that the work that is going to claim points for you. So that is everything you're going to add, you're going to submit, you're going to fill before you enter the pool. When you fill this, that's when they're going to now calculate all of your scores, and then you will now know what you have, and then now you are in the pool. You should also note that if you make progress, let's say maybe you entered with a BSc and now you have an MSc, you have the liberty to edit, so it's not like it's permanent. But at this point that you have submitted, be very careful. Be very, very careful to go and edit anything and anything on your profile, because anything that you change, it will reflect. Let's say you said you work from January to December. Then you now notice that, this work experience is not enough for me. Let me go and increase it. They will ask you why. Was it a mistake? And if it was a mistake, how did you do that mistake? Do you get what I'm saying? Be very, very careful what you change, what you tweak after you must have submitted. That is why when I filled in my expert entry profile, right, I was very sure what I was filling in. I'd already written everything I needed to write down on a piece of paper. I was very sure what I was writing, what I was feeling, so I did not have any reason to go back and change anything. When you want to fill anything, check your certificate. What date is on your certificate? That's what you should write, and you should record it down somewhere, because you still fill this in after you get your ITA. So don't let them change. Don't let them have different. They must be the same thing. That's what I'm trying to explain. So now, after you've gotten your ITA, I told you that they will ask you for so many documents, and these are the list of documents here. I'm going to be explaining everything to you guys. So the first thing they're going to be asking you is a passport photograph. You can get that done at any Studio 24. That was where I used. That was where my friend uses them. Everybody I know I've been using, so I'm very sure of them. And they're going to tell you what to write on the back of that address. Usually, the people that work in Studio 24 already know these rules and regulation. They're going to write the name. They're going to give you the name of the photographer that snapped you, the name of the photographer that snapped you, the date, and the address of the place that you went to snap the picture must be written behind the passport photograph. I think 2 out of the 4. These people know what to do, but then in whatever they send to you after the Post-ITA, they will actually explain what they want there. So please read between the lines. We don't like to read in Nigeria, so please try to read. Everything is there for you to read, so please read it. The next thing is international passport. The international passport must not expire in the next 6 months. Like, you must make sure that if it was going to expire before in the next 6 months, please, during that time that you're waiting for your ITA, go and renew your passport. They don't accept any passport that is going to expire in the next 6 months. Usually because ITA takes up to 6 months sometimes to get back, like to get you ready for visa request. So they don't like it when you submit a passport that is going to expire in the next 6 months. Do you get? That's just it. The next thing here is that you're going to re-upload your language test results: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. The next thing is your WES evaluation. They're going to ask for your identification, WES identification number that I already said before, and you just have to put that in. The next thing is your work experience letter. I had to write this here to explain to you guys how your work experience letter should look like. So your work experience letter must show your duties, the duties that you did when you were with them. Please make sure that the duty description fits the knock that you are doing, like you are using. Make sure that it fits the knock that you are using. Make sure that it fits the knock that you are using. Okay. Number 2, it has to show the address of your employer. It has to show their total salary, the total salary that you are collecting from that employer. And easily, I would say that you should use a paper that has your company name on top, use that. That is the best to use. So in that paper, it already has the company address and their phone number up there. The next thing is the date of your employment. It must be stated how the day that you started working with them, and then the work per week. Work hour per week must be stated. Usually 40 hours per week is the number of hours you should work as a permanent staff. 35 to 40 hours per week. It must be stated. They cannot assume for you. You must write it out. So that must be there. And finally, your HR or whoever is authorized by your company to give you this must sign and include their email, sometimes even include their phone numbers. Usually, the reason why I think email is better is because, from Canada to Nigeria, instead of calling through the number, they can just send email and you are very sure that it's going to be delivered. Like, it's not like phone that maybe they are calling by night and the person that is supposed to respond to them is not even picking up their calls. So that's going to affect you. So personally, I don't give phone numbers, I give email. And then personally, I submitted my payslip. Some people said it is not required until you are being asked, but me, I gave it because I had nothing to hide. Like, I wanted my application to be fast, so why do I have to wait till they ask me for something before I give what I know they will ask? Why will I wait till they ask me before I give it? So that was just personally. If you are of the school of thought that you want them to ask, which they might not ask, if your application is very good, they might not even ask you for payslip. So it's two-way thing. You have to think about what you want. Do you want them to ask you before you give them, or do you want to give them before they ask you? I gave them before they asked me. So my process was very fast. The next thing is proof of fund. If you're a family of one, that is, you are doing your personal application yourself, like you're just a one person, as of today, the proof of fund is 14,619 Canadian dollars. All of these things I'm going to be calling are in Canadian dollars. For a family of two, you and your spouse, you're going to be paying 18,288 Canadian dollars. For a family of three, usually two parents and one kid, 22,483 Canadian dollar. And for a family of four, two parents, two kids, 27,297 Canadian dollars. So if you are more than this, you have to go and search and know particularly what amount of money should be in your proof of fund. And the next thing is a police clearance certificate. So for every country you have lived in, for Ajala the travelers, people that like to travel, if you have lived in any country for more than 6 months, you must get a police clearance certificate from that country. So if you know that you are Ajala the traveler, that your bum does not stay in your country, start gathering your police clearance certificate. However, you must know that police clearance certificate usually expires in 6 months. So you must know when to ask for this. And this police clearance mostly takes up to a week to 2 weeks to be processed. So immediately you get your ITA, I will advise you start this process so that it will not delay you at the end, because you have 60 days to submit everything they ask from you from the day they give you your ITA. You have 60 days, so you have to utilize that 60 days. Note that this police clearance certificate takes 1 week to a month. For Nigeria, it takes like 10 days. My own took like 7 days to come, because I think it even took less than a week, because I was based in Kaduna. Kaduna is not a busy state like Lagos. In short, I was supposed to get it on that day, but then some things happened. I did not fill in some things. I gave my previous international passport number, so it delayed my process. It should have even been faster than that. The next thing is your medicals. Now I told you guys that they no longer accept upfront medical, so they'll just tell you that you should upload a blank sheet. So that's what you should do. They will not ask you to do your medical later on. So these are the things that you need after your ITA. These things are just 8, right? They're just 8. it's not easy to get this 8. The things that are easy to get in all of these 8, let me call it out for you guys. Passport photograph, you get it in Wait and Get. To you 24, they will take like 10 minutes and give you your passport. You're out of there. They already know these things, but please tell them again. The size will be sent to you in that document. Please follow it. Another easy thing to get is your international passport. Just for you to snap the first page and snap your data page. If you have been doing Ajala the Traveler, Ajala, you have to snap each passport page that has a visa on it. So you have to snap everything that has a visa on it. For people like you that have finished your whole passport page, snap everything. So that one too is easy to get. Your language test result is easy to get because you've already done it. Just for you to upload the IATS identification number, and then you include your numbers, like the scores that you got. That one is easy. For your West, it is easy because you just put in your West identification number. Then this work experience, it is easy, but it is not easy because you have to follow some rules and regulation. Like I've listed it for you guys before. The number of hours that you work, you have to make sure that the English is well communicated and it is straightforward and it is easily understandable by everybody. Give somebody else to help you read it and reread it before you submit it. It's easy to, but it's somehow hard. It's not hard. I did it in like 40 minutes. I sent it to my husband. He checked, adjusted some things, and then sent it back to me and I submitted it. Another thing that is easy is police clearance certificate. It's not you that will do it. You just provide them some certificate and it's usually online, so you don't have to do anything. I'll put the link to all of these things in the description, so you can just go and check. If you want to do any of this things, just go and check through. It's going to be in the description for you guys. Medical is very easy because it is just a blank sheet that you're going to upload. The hard part is your proof of fund. Let me explain to you guys. So your proof of fund, you have 2 options. Is either your proof of fund has been in your account for 6 months, which many of us cannot go through, or you do gift of deed. You see, gift of deed is like your family, your parents, your brother, anybody that is above the age of 18 that is your nuclear family, not extended. Uncles cannot give you, aunts cannot give you, except maybe you are adopted child to them. They have to be your nuclear family. Your brother, your sister, your parents, the 2 of them, any of them can be. And also if you're married, your husband can be. But for me at that point, I was not married, so my husband could not be the one to give me proof of fund. So it had to be through my brother. So my brother sent in. So the reason why it is hard is because you have to go to the bank to get not a bank statement. You have to get I'll put it on the screen when I remember the name they call it. It's like your bank verifying that you don't owe them any money. You don't, and when you owe, you pay, which we don't even do credits processing in Nigeria. We don't do credits kind of thing, but it's just your bank vouching for you. That's basically what it is. Your bank is vouching for you. Then your bank will give you another statement that is going to be like a reference letter from the bank. Then you will go to the courts to get particular thing. They know what to do. Just tell them what you want to do and they will do it for you. Then you go and get a lawyer. It's a lawyer that will do the stamp of notary and things like that for you. They know what to do. And let me just put it out there. Let me tell you guys a small expo, right? These lawyers, they will tell you that the money is like 150k, 500k. You have the liberty to, bargain very well. I'll not tell you what I paid because I cannot tell you what I paid, but please bargain. If they call it 100k, bargain it to the amount you have. So you can even start from 30,000. 30,000 is not too small. They might not agree. They might agree. If you are in Lagos, you are on your own. Lagos, you people don't. I'm sorry, people don't have sense. You people like money too much. If you are in Lagos, carry motor and go to Ibadan. I'm going to look for a lawyer in Ibadan to do it for you. Simple as that. It's just a risk of traveling, but the money you use to go and come back, plus money you give the lawyer, it will still not reach 1/5 of the money that you use if you're in Lagos. Lagos people don't have sense. Ah God, why will I pay $200 for you to just stamp something for me? 200,000. Why will I pay 500,000 for you, lawyer, just stamp something for me? You that you do not have job, you do not have job all these years. You not particularly get me now to come to come and do one stamp for me. You'll be collecting one big money. No, so you guys should please. The lawyers, they have sense. They know that for you to do PR, that means that you must have money. They don't know that you don't have money, but they know, they will think that for you to do PR, you must have millions. So they want to collect their own part of that million. So, yeah, in brain, give yourself brain. There are money that you'll be spending, and that's going to put me in the next video, which is going to be the overall amount that you need to go through this process of PR. So if you start giving lawyer 200,000, how much will you use to enter plane? Do you get me? So please bargain. Lawyer should not collect your money. If you do smell, they will collect money from you. That's the truth. And I don't know, if you're in Kaduna and you need my lawyer's number, I can help you with it. But I don't think you can do it from another state, and then they will say, I don't know how it is, I don't know how it works, but yeah, lawyers in the north are a lot better than the ones in Lagos. See you guys in the next video, which is going to be the total amount you need to come in here in Canada and join us so we can create a good community together. See you guys in the next one. Bye.